No, he, not really. He will turn up and down, but yeah, more or less. Jo, men vi har snakket om, at Inge skal sige lidt om, hvordan... Ja. I think you should, when Per have said something, then you should tell that little story about it. Yeah. Starter du med at sige?
We have Fürsten-Look here. What we are seeing is a kind of daily training. As Lone said before, he has been endured for a time and now back in sport, back in training. And unfortunately, the normal rider Isabel Frese is sick. So today he's shown by Wibke Hartmann-Strommel. And she has been riding him for close to a week. So, Inge, what do you think about this stallion? He's now 6 years, maybe a little behind his age in education, but what are you seeing today?
First of all, I would like to say that we followed the stallion from the beginning on. We know him since a 2.5-year-old. Then he was presented at the pre-selection for our saddle licensing, and there we saw him in lunch. So the pre-selections for saddle licensing and for the normal licensings, we launched the stallions, and this one made a very good impression. It is an Hanoverian stallion, but we are an open society and we accept both mares and stallions from different breeds. So we selected him for our saddle licensing, and there we saw him under the saddle, and he was, like we see now, a very expressive stallion with a lot of swinging and elasticity in his movements, and he won the saddle licensing, so he ended up as a champion stallion, and we are very happy that Lone, together with Paul Schockemüller, took the opportunity to buy him in Vechta, and then he started his breeding season directly after the stallion licensing, and he did a very good job both in breeding but also in the spell. And I'm very happy to see him today with Wibke. She is in Germany a very well-known rider, not only for ponies but also for riding horses, and she's been doing a very good job on different horses, and I'm very impressed with the way she's presenting this stallion today as well.
And Emma, what do you think about this stallion in correlation to breeding?
I think for me, it really stands out that he's here with a rider that's really not familiar for him. He's come into a big atmosphere today, and it really shows his rideability and the trainability and the character of the horse. I think we're seeing a really excellent walk here, and the walk is something that really needs to be remembered when we're breeding. It's something that I really pay close attention to, and I think it's very much coming in certain bloodlines and lost in others. And I think really in this horse, in this stallion, you can really see a super walk, but that also comes from the character of the horse. And if a horse is able to relax and focus on the rider and not just on the surroundings, then it has the ability to really present the walk. And you see many horses that get too stressed in a competition and are not able to show the walk because they get too tense and too tight. And I really believe that's something that comes from the breeding and from the bloodline.
Yeah, and Susanne, you could see him on the sports arenas. What do you think?
Now the dressage judge is coming, so. But I totally agree what the breeding people say. It's really, really a lovely stallion. And for me, as a dressage judge, the main thing for the paces are that they are clear in rhythm. The trot should be in rhythm 2-time 1-2, and here in the canter it says 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2-3, and the walk is a 4-time beat pace. And as Emma said, the walk here is really, really huge, and as long as it's clear, it's really a high mark for 8, 9 perhaps. And on the training scale, when you work with a horse like that, it's very important that you take care not to collect too much, because if tension is coming, then suddenly this walk will be what we call a dangerous walk. So it's really to take care of the right education with good paces also. But as far as we see here in daily training, the trot was really expressive, good self-carriage, very supple. And now the canter here, we see Wibke practicing a little collection, trying to do some kind of working period where he needs to keep the good rhythm in the canter, collect, and make the circle smaller and smaller. And that's really the correct training for a period, that you collect and try to make the circle smaller and smaller. And if I should change to Danish, så hvis ikke alle ligesom forstår alle de her rideudtryk på engelsk, så vil jeg sige, at vi ser her en utrolig dejlig, muskuløs hingst med en meget, meget elastisk gang, både i trav og her i galop, og det er meget rentaktet gangarter, og som jeg også sagde, skridtene er meget rentaktet, 4-taktet, og det er første pind på træningsskalaen, der hedder takt, takt, takt. Det kan simpelthen ikke siges for ofte. Og det, at hesten så går villigt frem, står korrekt på tøjlen, munden er lukket og accepterer rytterens hjælp med, at der er lidt elastik. Hesten accepterer at gå frem, og den accepterer ligesom at blive samlet igen. Og det viser for dommer, også dressurdommer, at den er på rette vej uddannelsesmæssigt.
Yeah, as a breeder, you could have a lot of expectations to this stallion through the pedigree. The father, Fürsten-Look, was top stallion. Still, he is a top stallion, and now this is one of the first sons from him. He has been used in Denmark for several mares, and now we waiting, very excited to see how will the young horses perform when they are going to be ridden. I think the eldest is 2 years old now, so we wait and see. As I see it as a breeder now, and also as a judge, breeder judge, I think there's a lot of future here. Now we hope he will perform in the future. He already has 3 sons taken out for the one? Okay, 1 son for Fekta here next weekend. So I think we say thank you to Wibke for now. Skulle der være nogen, der står lige og brænder efter et lille spørgsmål, så kan vi godt lige presse det ind nu. Så må I markere. Der er en dernede.
Then we do a little round of trot. Can we maybe get a little bit more music? Okay.
Hej. Det kunne være meget interessant som avler at vide, hvad er de stærke og de svage sider på sådan en hængst her, og hvad er det, han fører videre, sådan så man ved, om det er en hoppe, der passer til, eller en hængst, der passer til den hoppe, man havde tænkt.
What we're asking for here is which kind of mares do we think he will fit. Inge, could you?
Fürsten-Look makes really good types. Very long-legged falls uphill in the construction with a very good top line as well, and also a lot of shoulder freedom like he has himself as well. So certainly in the type he can improve on a mare, so he could also fit on mares that are maybe not the most modern types. I would use a mare on him with a little bit power in movement, especially from behind. Then I think he will make the best horses. He gives the elasticity and the ground covering and the shoulder freedom and the type.
Jeg summerer lige op på dansk her. Det, der blev sagt, det er, at han giver nogle højbenede følge. Hopperne må godt være nogen, der er ret aktive i bagbenene, men ellers giver han rigtig meget type, og frem for alt, så, som vi også ser på hængsten her, rigtig meget elasticitet. Og det kan vi jo ikke klage over. Det er rigtig dejligt. Inge, we will also ask, what is the weak sides?
Sorry?
The weak
sides?
Yeah.
Well, so far we only have seen foals, and with this stallion we know that the best part of him is his rideability. Once he got on the saddle, he was a very striking stallion, but before he was even be refused on a pre-selection where he was only showing loose. So I hope the best thing he can add in breeding is his rideability. So we have to wait a little bit until we are sure to know this. If you want to know something, yeah. What was your question?
Yeah,
the weak points?
What was the weak points of
some foals could maybe have a little bit more power from behind in running free. So the weak point could be that the hind leg could carry a little bit more on the foals.
Altså det, der bliver sagt her, det er jo, at man skal i hvert fald være sikker på, at den hoppe, man bruger, den har en god bagbensbevægelse. Og Inge, hun fremhæver jo rideligheden, og det er også det, vi ser her. Det er jo en fuldstændig upåvirket hingst, der kommer ind og gør de ting, som rytteren beder om. Og det er noget af det, som vi i hvert fald sagtens skal have med i vores avl. Det er helt vildt vigtigt for, at rytterne kan bruge hestene. Jeg tror, vi siger tak. Thank you to Wibke for this nice performance.
Music.
If we have outer one round and trotter.
One round.
Then I'm sure just what we have in store. More fantasy
Det er tiramisu, der render rundt dernede. Men det er først lige på tirsdag.
to see that we don't need one care as restless
Thank you very much.